Well, school bus drivers across South Carolina will be using disinfectant spray to clean their buses. They'll also be wiping off the high-touch contact areas like the top of school bus seats and handrails as well. The main message with this report is trust teachers. In the plea deal accepted by a judge Thursday morning, Byrne has agreed to cooperate with federal authorities as they continue their investigation into the VC Summer nuclear debacle. They say since there's already a federal law in place, there's no reason to have a state mandate. Everybody's coming together for one thing. What's it like being a part of this and being able to do it in such a big way? We didn't show you this last half hour, but I'm just going to throw on one of the jackets our photographer Jeff picked out for me, and it looks like it fits perfectly. Mike, there are a lot of questions in this case, but the biggest question is, where is Faye? Dondi, the judge wanted to take some time to research this case, take a look at some of the material that was sent to him by both sides. Jennifer, they say they want to make sure their voices are heard. That's why they drove around here at the governor's mansion. Today, Deanna Berry is getting tested for COVID-19. Now, Berry has been self-quarantining since attending Saturday's I Can't Breathe protest against police brutality in downtown Columbia.
We're no good to the movement or the cause if we are infected or if we're not taking care of ourselves properly.
Over the last few days, groups have been gathering across the state to protest, the majority of them wearing masks, but other measures like staying 6 feet apart has been difficult. Now, Mariah Cochran says she'll be getting herself tested for COVID-19 after protesting on Monday.
There is no such thing as social distancing, I guess, when you're peacefully protesting, because we have to band together. You have to be one body, one unit. There's people, you put things aside. You put your health aside when people are dying.
Dr. Melissa Nolan is an assistant professor of epidemiology at the University of South Carolina. Now, she says we're seeing a small flare-up right now in cases because of the Memorial Day weekend. Now, she also expects another spike because of these gatherings. On Saturday, we saw the highest daily number of COVID-19 cases reported in the state with 420. The state health department had originally announced 266 cases that day, but they say 154 suspected cases were deemed positive. Now today, DHEC announced 255 new cases of COVID-19.
And I would anticipate in about a week from now, we'll start to see another little small grouping. The goal, though, again, is that you have these isolated events versus large community spread.
Now, Barry says even though we are in the middle of a pandemic, this push for change cannot wait. She is urging everyone else to go get tested as well.
If we don't take a stand today, what's going to happen tomorrow? Like, I always say that. We fight today so our children won't have to fight tomorrow.
Terry Horn says sales at his brewery are down 70% compared to this time last year.
Most of the breweries in the state were built around the taproom model, and if that doesn't work, these businesses can't function.
Our breweries have had to close their tap rooms to customers in South Carolina and rely solely on to-go sales, dramatically slowing down the growth they were seeing over the last few years.
We've slowed down. We've only brewed 2 batches of beer since this all started, which we normally would brew 1 to 2 a week.
The South Carolina Brewers Guild says because of the pandemic and current alcohol laws in South Carolina, brewers are limited on how they can get their product out the door. The Guild says they have been asking lawmakers and the governor to make some exceptions to allow breweries to do home deliveries and sell kegs to customers.
If nothing were to change, about 80% of our breweries will be closed within 3 months' time.
Horn says they'll be dumping out more than 100 gallons of beer that is no longer fresh by the end of this week, and he says if sales don't pick back up, he'll have to dump out about 270 kegs of beer over the course of 90 days. Horn hopes by the summer they can open up their tap room in some way, since it is the busy time of the year for them.
If we don't have that to lean on like we normally do, that's kind of a double whammy, and it's not good.
According to the Brewers Guild, the brewing industry in South Carolina accounts for 5,000 jobs.